I'm Glenn Shang, the pastor of Tabernacle United Methodist Church, also known as Erma Tabernacle. Erma Tabernacle is located at the corner of Seashore and Tabernacle Roads in Erma, New Jersey, part of Lower Township, just on the northern edge of beautiful and scenic Cape May City at the bottom of the state. More information about Erma Tabernacle available quite simply on our website, www.ermatabernacle.org. That's Erma, E-R-M-A, ermatabernacle.org. Well, I'm in a different location. I'm actually in the sanctuary of Erma Tabernacle right now to give you the message. If there's a little bit of echo, sorry about that, but that's the way it is. We've got two scriptures for today's message, both of them in the Old Testament. The first one is in Lamentations, chapter 3, verses 19 through 26. The prophet Jeremiah writing the Lamentations, chapter 3, verses 19 through 26, and then Psalm 96, verses 1 through 6. That's the 96th Psalm and the first 6 verses. This is the fourth and final message of the series called A Fresh Start. And the title of this message is Each Day a New Beginning, Learning How to Begin Again. Here's how this message will begin, okay? This is how it went Sunday in worship. Glenn, time to come home. Now, whether I was next door, across the street, or down 2 houses, that call from my mother, usually to eat, could be heard loud and clear. Now, she did not need any cell phone or text message, just good old-fashioned lung power. But that was and still is the Shaying way. Now, did your mother or father ever call to you, come here, or maybe go there? How did you answer? Did you answer? Our relationship with God is somewhat similar. Living by faith consists of call and response. God is always making the call, and how we answer reveals our response. In Methodist teaching, that reply could be no. But don't get me wrong. I want everybody to answer a big yes when God makes the call. And that call lasts throughout our earthly life. God says, come to me. And we answer yes, no, or not yet. But just as the call is lifelong, so also is the opportunity for a fresh start. Now, the school year is well underway. Now, my daughter is down the street at the local school, and recently I was up at the local Christian school offering receiving from pastor appreciation gathering that they had for pastors in the area. So I've noticed now a certain rhythm. It's starting to flow. The all-important tests are starting to happen, and with those examinations comes the all-important reality check. Do you remember those days? Actually, we reality check ourselves all the time, whether we are aware of it or not. Also, what we may or may not be aware of are the goals we set for ourselves in life. Do you have any? Now, are they set in stone, or do your life objectives fall under the category of the Yiddish meh? Goals are designed to stretch. But I have to tell you, they sure can be difficult to reach. My key goal is to live out 1 Corinthians chapter 3, to plant and water the gospel message and allow God to provide the increase in His time. I want to do what I can in every instance to offer the truth that God is calling everyone to have a relationship with Him through Jesus Christ. It's summed up in the 3 E's: engage, encourage, equip. And I want to add number 4, enjoy. Now, I often say and pray the passage from Psalm 118, this is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. Well, the prophet Jeremiah says pretty much the same thing in our passage in his Lamentations, chapter 3, verses 22 and 23. The unfailing love of the Lord never ends. By His mercies we have been kept from complete destruction. Great is His faithfulness. His mercies begin afresh each day. Lamentations 3:22 and 23. Both of these scriptures, in Psalms and Lamentations, they reveal to us that we begin each day with a new slate. Or in school terminology, the blackboard is wiped clean every morning. Isn't that encouraging? But remember, Jesus Christ, our great teacher, is the one who wants to write his words on our clean blackboard each day, our clean slate. The problem is, even though we cannot erase God's words, not possible, we do a pretty good job of writing over them. If we accept that Christ's forgiveness wipes the slate clean, then we can make a fresh start. And with that fresh day comes a fresh hope that we can live freely once again. And as we have been forgiven, we also need to forgive. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. We say in the Lord's Prayer here every Sunday. And this also includes forgiving ourselves. Sometimes that can be even tougher. The phrase, I am sorry, needs to be said in all directions. Through Jesus Christ, God has come to fulfill that other phrase in his prayer. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. We cannot keep God's love bottled up inside us. As we have said yes to God's grace and love and mercy, we should give it both equally and freely to others. Not we should, we must. If you really think about it, it's only natural that we share love on earth as it is in heaven. Through the prophet Jeremiah's trials and tribulations, he tells us of the wonderful call of God. The writer of Psalm 96 teaches us how to answer. Verses 1 and 2. Sing a new song to the Lord. Let the whole earth sing to the Lord. Sing to the Lord. Bless his name. Each day proclaim the good news that he saves. Psalm 96, verses 1 and 2. Sing, bless, proclaim. Now, just as the song comes from our lips, the new song we sing to the Lord comes from the depths of our heart and soul. And it is because we know that God is with us that we are able to offer fresh spirit music in praise to our King. The victory often comes only after enduring a long, tough fight. You know the phrase 20/20 hindsight, or hindsight is 20/20? Well, God's presence is often witnessed after a trial has passed through. He is realizing, though, that after that trial has passed through, we know that he has been there all along. However, during such a hardship, it may be difficult to tell. Now, in the last message, I told you the story about my brother's battle with brain cancer. Well, it took me 4 years to begin to deal with it. And this is 4 years after he passed. But now I know God was and is always present. As the old expression goes, there but for the grace of God go I. Perhaps another one you might have used in the past is, if it weren't for God, and then fill in the blank. If it weren't for God, then where would I be? Once we realize that God was, is, and will be with us, then starting over won't seem as hard. It is that 20/20 hindsight, knowing where we've been and what we've been through, that gives hope to keep pressing on through this thing called life. This assurance of final victory provides us with courage to move forward in our faith. We will experience the movement from I think so to I know so. God is with us wherever we go. Well, the time has come for us to assess our lives individually and corporately. In other words, how are you doing? And how are we doing as a congregation? Now, if you're not part of Erma Tabernacle, how about the church where you are a part of? Now, are you healthy? Now, are we healthy? What is your spiritual meter registering? And how do you gauge your church's measurement on that spiritual scale? Yes, we do have to answer these questions. Think about them and hash out the answers in your personal heart and in the life of your congregation. What are our triumphs? What are our victories? Is everything going smoothly or do we need a new beginning? We've reached the end of a fresh start, and now I encourage you to pray about having a fresh start for your church. Dream big for yourself, the congregation, and the community. I'll give you one more quote. Sometimes failure is just one step on the way to meeting a greater goal. Here it is again. Sometimes failure is just one step on the way to meeting a greater goal. Now, maybe some ministries have run their course and they need to be set aside. Maybe God has done all that God can do through a certain ministry in the church and just needs to be set aside so we can plant, water, and watch God grow new ministries. Are you ready to allow that to happen? Now, this series is not just to enrich your walk with God, but also for the surrounding community to join together with us in life's marathon. Let's run the race together, knowing we will be victorious because God is with us, and with God, all things are possible. Dream gigantic, pray enormous, live ginormous. Amen. I'm Glenn Shang, the pastor of Tabernacle United Methodist Church, also known as Erma Tabernacle. More information at www.ermatabernacle.org. May God richly bless you this day and every day until the day of His return. There we go. Goodbye, and God bless.